Hey guys, Brian from Snowwalker Outdoors, coming back to you from the Adirondacks, New York State. Another canoe camping trip. So we're doing another Dutch oven recipe. We're going to do a very quick and easy apple cobbler that you can do on the campfire as well with the Dutch oven. Basically what we have done is we've taken our Dutch oven and we've liberally coated it with coconut oil. And we're going to slice our apples, we're going to put it in, and then we're going to take a pre-made mix of almost like a yellow cake mix and some flour, some sugar, and some cinnamon, a little bit of salt, and we're going to make it into a batter, pour it over the top, and then we're going to put some coals on it, and then we're going to go from there. It's quite windy right now, so I apologize for the wind, but we're going to show as we're making this. So let's go take a look at it now. Here's our Dutch oven. We've already preheated this, and we've taken our coconut oil right here. We've already actually greased the Dutch oven, so let's get working on the apples right now. Once we have our apples prepared, we're going to put them in the Dutch oven and we're going to arrange them. So in here we have our batter, which we're going to make. This is nothing more than baking powder, some sugar, some flour, a little bit of cake mix, and a little bit of salt. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour water in here, and we're going to make it the consistency of a pancake batter. Now, just remember, when you're mixing this, you can always add water to it, but you don't want to put too much in and make it too soupy either. We're just going to add some water to this, a little bit at a time. And we'll start to mix it up.
chicken.
So while we're getting ready to put our apple cobbler, put that into the fire with some coals, let's talk about some of the cooking implements that we've been using on this trip. Rob's actually getting ready to clean his cast iron Dutch oven frying pan lid. That's Chris's, and we have a lot of cast iron here. We also have some unorthodox things that we're using for cooking. So let's take a look at it. Right here you're going to see what looks to be just a stainless steel pail, and that's exactly what it is. It's nothing more than a stainless steel pail that you can boil water. Usually what we have is we'll have two of them going on the fire. One usually for hot water for teas, or for instant coffee or hot chocolate, or whatever hot beverage that you want, and then we will add a second one for cooking water, or cleaning water actually. The stainless steel pails that we're using in place of regular pots is not really a new idea. It has been around for quite some time. This is just more of a more modern way of doing that, instead of having like a tin lined brass pot or trade kettle. In Tim Smith's book, How to Be a Professional Cook, Outdoor Cook, he shows that he uses these quite a bit, much in the same way that I just described. A good thing about them is that you can actually, because they nest inside of each other, is you could fill one with water, and you can put your food in the other one that you've cooked, put it in that water. It will keep the food hot instead of leaving it on the fire and then possibly baking it into the pot itself. So that's a very good idea. It's almost the idea of a double boiler. One of the other things that I actually like to use is nothing more than you can go to a dollar store and you can actually get these. These are nothing more than pie tins. They're aluminum pie tins. They're great because what it is because they're deep. They wind up being a good plate to hold all your food in there, as well as you can use it as a bowl. The other thing about it is that they go over the top perfectly of the stainless steel pail, and they wind up being a nice lid for your pail. Also in the pails what we have is a dipper, and those dippers are regulated to those pails. They don't change, they stay in those pails the entire time, and that's what we use in the pails. Rob over here is cleaning out the cast iron. Misconception with cast iron is that people actually clean them with soap, and that's one thing that you don't ever want to do, because you don't want to ruin the seasoning of the cast iron in and of itself. So we're back to our cobbler, and we have it on the coals now, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to get some more coals going. We're going to load up the top. You want to actually have more heat on the top of this than you do on the bottom, but you want to keep it at about 350 degrees once your oven gets there, and just regulate it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cook that until the apples are fork tender and the top has been made golden brown. So we'll check on it in a little while. All right guys, let's take a look at our cobbler and see how it's doing for now. That's looking pretty good. So we're just going to add a little bit of happiness to this. Put some sugar over the top of it. We'll let it cook just for a little bit longer.
So for the total unveil, we'll take a look at it. And we'll look at this. Well, we didn't want to drop the lid there, but that's okay. And there it is. And we'll just let that cool off a little bit before we start to dig in, because those apples are going to be pretty darn hot. Well, that's the dent we put into it, and let's get a review. How was it?
Oh, so good.
Chris?
Unbelievable.
There you have it. Straight from the 3 horses' mouths. Pretty damn good. Anyway, it's a nice, easy recipe. I'll put the description of it. I'll put it in the description of the video. It's Brian from the Adirondacks. Chris Wick, Off the Bark Bushcraft. Little funny guy over there, ain't got a YouTube channel, but his name is Rob. Oh, you do?
Yeah, video.
Oh, he don't have videos though. Okay, so it's Rogue Marine. But anyway, so Brian from Snowwalker Outdoors. Thanks for your views and comments. Till the next one.